Lit AF. All right. Ready?
I think so.
All right,
I
we're
hear
good.
myself. Yeah. You don't have headphones. Don't worry about that.
All right, welcome in to episode number 14 of Shippy and Grubes. I'm Shippy.
I'm Grubes.
And the Cowboys still suck.
Yay.
Yay. They lost 34-6 yesterday. How much of that did you watch?
Very little. And
I'm
I'm not sad about it.
I'm not sad about it either. I had to watch it due to work, and that's the only reason I tuned in. But, as always, plenty of storylines coming out of that one. Before we get to the Cowboys, though, I want to make sure that we let everybody know at some point we're going to talk about how monkeys could maybe take over the world.
And they will.
We're in danger of living out the Planet of the Apes.
It's happening.
We're going to get to that later.
But in the meantime,
some
fun
time,
stuff before we die.
yeah, let's go to things that don't matter because we're all going to die eventually. Mike McCarthy in the last year of his deal, things not going so swimmingly for him, and what is his last year of his deal, and probably the last year of as a head coach of the Dallas Cowboys.
It would be hilarious if he got like a 10-year extension, like 3 games left.
Yeah, like, okay, we just got Jonathan Mingo and 10 years of Mike McCarthy. Let's go.
Yeah, LFG.
LFG. One person who may not be on board with that, we'll leave the interpretation up to you. You know, they go to the locker room afterwards. They talk to Micah Parsons, who was returned from injury, looked great, had a strip sack. I think the Cowboys were able to turn that into 3 points.
Whoa.
Starting on the opponent like 6 or something.
And that's pretty good.
Yeah, pretty good. You got Brandon Aubrey. Shout out to him. He could have made it from like 80.
He's really good.
He is very good. He's one of the few bright spots for this team.
Maybe the only one.
Maybe the only one. And then here's Micah Parsons after the game talking about Mike McCarthy, the contract, and just kind of the season in general.
Mike, Mike's on the final year of his contract, so outside there's of course going to be questions. What's the sentiment inside the locker room, and what do you tell people who are worried about whether McCarthy will be your coach next year?
You know, that's above my pay grade about if Mike is coaching again next year. But, you know, all coaching aside, you know, Mike can leave and go wherever he wants. But guys, I kind of feel bad for guys like Zach Martin and guys who might be on their last year on their way out, you know, because that's what I wanted to hold the trophy for. You know, you want to win games and do great things with those type of legends who put in more time and work than Mike McCarthy ever did. So those are the kind of guys that I have so much sympathy and hurt for.
So...
He was doing good.
Right. You and I talked about this a little bit, where the overall sentiment, I think we understand, like, hey, you know, Mike McCarthy potentially, you know, if he gets fired, he'll probably get another head coaching job somewhere. He'll be fine.
Right.
Those guys, if they, you know, are done playing, they're done playing. Like,
right.
It's potentially the end of their career after this year.
And the thing is, like, he really only mentioned Zach Martin, and then was
right.
like... And the other guys. And it was like, okay, so I feel like there's a feeling in the locker room of Zach Martin's probably in his last year.
Yeah, I feel like that's more or less assumed at this point. I don't think he said anything official, but that seems to be where things are leaning.
And and sorry to get off topic here, but unless he had requested to stay with the Cowboys, why didn't they trade him? Like, why didn't they give him a chance to go win somewhere?
Maybe he wanted to stay with the Cowboys.
That's
who wouldn't want to?
I bet he's having.
Who wouldn't want to be blinded every other game?
Get blinded every other game and risk your body and your health for a team that puts up 6 points.
Yeah.
But you know, like you were saying, like he's talking about, like, hey, you know, these guys, Zach Martin may retire. They don't have the opportunity to, you know, go after that trophy. This is their final shot. And Mike McCarthy can get fired and then go land in Jacksonville or go land in some other, you know. So with some other franchise.
Yeah, like, it's not the best way to put it, but it's fair enough, I guess, or accurate enough.
And to that point, he was killing it. It's like, okay, I get it. Like, you're right. And that's great that you want to hoist the trophy for guys like this. And then he said, and then these are guys that have put more work in than Mike McCarthy ever has.
Yeah, that's where it kind of went off the rails, and that's what obviously everybody's really going to hear.
Yeah.
And maybe there's some way for him to try to explain his way out of it on his podcast or something.
I have a tweet from him.
Oh, fun.
Yes, he says, this is at Micah Parsons 11. Lol, damn, yeah, I'ma just eat the fine for now on, because the way y'all twist words and flip them around for content is nasty work.
So, yeah, he didn't even try to explain.
He
It's just,
didn't.
hey, it's our fault for reporting and reacting, and it's just someone on Twitter, I believe, said that he's got some strong main character energy this year,
Yeah.
and I can't really disagree. Like,
It's the podcast.
yeah, podcasts are bad for some people.
Yeah, I feel...
We're great.
We're great, but I do feel powerful.
No, I feel very powerful, but I also feel #humbled.
Yeah, hashtag blessed as well for these microphones in front of our faces.
I'm humblessed.
Thank you to Stolen Water Media.
Yes.
By the way.
Stolen Water Media Production.
And I actually have a follow-up tweet that I didn't even know about.
Ooh.
He said, you would think guys who played and coached the sport would have better journalism, but I was very wrong. They trying to use my name, image, and likeness with Dallas Cowboys to continue to tear the beautiful organization with drama and bad media attentions. Be better at Get Up ESPN at Shippy Grubes. I may have put the last one on there.
Oh, okay.
But so I guess he woke up in time to watch Get Up,
That's good.
which is crazy. I didn't know people actually did that.
Some people do, apparently.
Apparently so. And he did say, I will be addressing this today on Bleacher Report at BR Gridiron. Time for truth and real facts. Tune in to The Edge today. So his priorities are in line. Like, he's very focused on promoting the podcast.
Yeah, like, it's just, this is all our fault for reporting what he says when that's what's been going on since the beginning of football.
Yes. And it's funny that he says, that he's talking about, like, people trying to tear down the image or whatever of the beautiful organization with drama and bad media attention. Like, the franchise doesn't bring it on themselves.
Right.
1,000% of the time.
Yeah. What is it? If you smell crap all day, look under your shoe.
Yeah, yeah.
You know,
I've never heard that before, but that's a genius saying.
I probably butchered it, but
No,
you get the idea, right?
If you just made it up on your own, you need to copyright it or whatever. Put yourself in the history books.
If I'm all of a sudden not here next week, that means I made a ton of money on that
it'll
catchphrase.
It'll just be Shippy and.
Right.
Damn it. That doesn't
But
sound nearly
yeah,
as
Micah
fun.
Parsons can just attack you now.
That'll be great. I also think it's funny when people like him say, that's above my pay grade, and he's getting paid millions of dollars. I'm like, bro, there are not many
No,
jobs that are above your pay grade.
Yeah, but it's like, hey, it's not his job, but, you know, most of the time, even when things aren't going super well, players still say, hey, it's the vote of confidence. Like, we still believe in our team.
We still them boys.
Right.
Yeah.
And not so much with this.
They're
like,
not
I think they're just exhausted by him, and really probably just exhausted by the whole organization, you know.
And, like, who knew drafting him that he would become this, like, media magnet?
It's
fun.
fun.
Like, inspired by his podcast probably, but also his quotes. Like, his quotes started off as, like, real inspirational. Like, he was comparing all these teammates to different vicious animals and birds and stuff. And you're like, dude, this is sick.
Right.
And, like, maybe one person was like, yo, he should have a podcast.
Yeah, like, he's great. He should be in the media when he retires. Like, why
like,
wait?
Why wait? Let's do it right now. I might play basketball next year.
God, that's right.
He just, and that's what I said, is he seems like one of those guys that, and I have this tendency, and I don't know if it's a quality, but this attribute where, like, you get real excited about something, but it's, like, short-lived, you know?
Yeah.
And, like, he's all about it, I'm going to play basketball, blah, blah, blah. And then it's like, man, I love football. I'm back to football. Like, just.
And then why is everybody bothering me about non-football stuff? This
Right.
is all about football and the team. And,
why are you talking about me playing basketball?
Right. That was old news.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I forgot about that already.
What isn't old news is the Cowboys have a son problem. And it's not Stephen Jones or Jerry Jr.
or the other
or any of
the other fun babies.
Dave Grohl or Jerry's. No, this is the actual sun, the one in the sky. And when Jerry was approached, this was my favorite part of the game. And that, like, from a game I didn't watch and wasn't a whole lot of fun. This was my favorite part, is finding out that Jerry addressed the son afterwards where they were talking about how the sun impacted the game. CeeDee Lamb had a what would have been a touchdown, but he lost the ball in the sun.
Mm-hmm.
And when asked after the game if he was down for curtains or something put in, he said 1,000%.
Ooh.
So that's good that you've got players advocating for curtains, and then the owner/GM saying, by the way, we know where the sun is going to be when we decide to flip the coin or not. I didn't know that was a decision you made. I thought the coin's getting flipped no matter what.
Yeah, don't worry about that.
We do know where the damn sun is going to be in our own stadium. Then somebody asked, why not put up curtains over the windows? Well, let's tear the damn stadium down and build another one. Are you kidding me? Everybody has got the same thing. Every team that comes in here has the same issues. I'm saying the world knows where the sun is. You get to know that almost a year in advance. Someone asked me about the sun. What about the sun? Where's the moon?
He's got a point.
I found the moon last night.
I saw.
I was out walking my dog. I said, hey, there's the moon, Jerry.
Yeah. We found it for him.
We found it. We've located it. It's in the sky.
God.
And it's funny to me that he says a year in advance we know the sun.
Like with the schedule and all that.
But it's also like you didn't know that the sun rose in the east, sets in the west when you position the stadium with these big-ass windows.
Right.
I saw Kavanaugh tweet, like, that's his favorite thing is that when they built this billion-dollar stadium, that they didn't consider these giant windows and where the sun would be and the sun coming in and affecting the play.
I did see one theory. I can't remember where, so I apologize. But I do believe that at least part of the reasoning was Jerry expected the area around there to be built up so much that there would be other buildings kind of blocking out the sun.
Oh, like Texas Live and stuff would have grown before.
And just, Arlington building just over the last 15 years was supposed to happen in a different way, maybe?
He envisioned a stadium inside like a metropolis, like downtown Arlington area.
Kind of, yeah. Or at least that's a potential theory, but
maybe it'll happen by the time he tears it down because people are asking about the sun.
Yeah, he's now in take my ball and go home mode of, we've got curtains that we use during the concerts and stuff, and it's just, no, this is someone else's problem. This is y'all's problem. It's your fault for wanting to, and it's like, if you lose the coin toss, you don't get to pick which side.
Right.
That's why I'm assuming the Cowboys lost the coin toss yesterday, and that's why...
Well, no, they won the coin toss and elected to receive. They wanted to get the ball in Cooper Rush's hands as soon as possible.
I mean, who wouldn't?
Not me. I would want it. I hope he has the ball in his hands right now.
Yes.
And he's working on catching shotgun snaps, because that's another play I saw that he just dropped shotgun snap. And it's like, you got Trey Lance, the guy we gave up a 4th-round pick for, and he's the backup to the backup. It's like, do we just hand out 4th-round picks?
Apparently, yeah.
Apparently so. I'll take one.
Yes.
I don't know what I'll use it on, but I'll gladly take one. I also saw on Twitter Dave Hellman putting a picture up saying, here's a picture of the curtains WWE put up last time they had WrestleMania at AT&T Stadium.
Yeah. Like, you can count on pretty much every concert that's at AT&T Stadium the last few years, and I'm sure in the future going forward, is going to have pictures of curtains at some point saying, like, hey, we have them. We have the capability. We literally can buy them from Target or whatever and put them up. So it's Jerry just doesn't want to put them up. He insists.
And that's like, and that's what you were saying about like the take your ball and go home thing. I hate it when they're presented with like, hey, here's the problem, here's a solution, and they overreact like that. And you're like, well, let's just
tear the stadium down.
Let's just tear the stadium down.
And where the hell is the moon?
Where the hell is the moon? That's my favorite.
G-Did, where's the moon?
I saw your tweet out of nowhere, like all caps, where's the moon? And I was like, what's going on with Grubes?
I was going through it last night.
I could tell.
No, I couldn't resist tweeting that because it just made me so happy. Like, our $5 billion owner is so pissed about being asked about putting up curtains when we have, lost probably multiple games, or at least lost leads, or given up interceptions because of this for 15 years.
Or dropped touchdowns. Like,
yeah.
There's so many plays that have been impacted by this. I can see like the stock picture of the sun like just peeking through and how blinding it is.
Yeah.
Like,
Like, there's that really badass photo of what was it, Tom Brady a few years ago, in the hut and, taking a snap. And just, the picture is beautiful, but it's also like the sun is right there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, what the hell?
So I guess, should players start wearing visors for...
They need to start wearing the eclipse glasses.
or just hope for an eclipse when it's their turn for a series.
Yeah. We'll know a year in advance, apparently.
Yeah.
Of when that's supposed to be. So.
Well, yeah. We'll know in a year from now where the sun is going to be next year on November 11th.
It's just exhausting.
It is exhausting. And
like, it's really, really fun for people like us who get to hopefully kind of sort of try to make a living doing this and talking about the Cowboys and how stupid so many things are.
Everything is stupid. Like,
right.
Like, I saw Ben Rogers' post where he talks about Demarion Overshone wanted the number 00 and they wouldn't give it to him because Rowdy has it. What?
Yeah.
That'd be like Maverick Bork can't have number 22 because I've been wearing it for 4 seasons with the Stars.
Does he have 22?
He does.
Oh, okay.
But maybe not for long. Isn't he supposed to give me like a car or something?
Yeah.
Right?
Like, you're supposed to get a car.
Yeah, he's supposed to give me a car for the number. All right, Maverick. I know you're listening.
You're on watch.
You're on watch. Either score a lot of goals or I need a car.
Yeah, or we send the moon after you.
Yeah, because we found it.
Yeah.
I know exactly where it is.
We're going to find it again tonight.
Yeah, damn right we are.
Do you have Jerry's number?
Not yet.
Okay, we need to get that.
Okay.
And just tweet him a picture of the moon or text him a picture of the moon every night.
I wonder if do you think he signs his text like Jerry Jones?
Owner at GM.
Owner / GM.
Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
He's got the logo too.
Yeah.
DallasCowboys.com.
Yeah. Forgive typos typing on iPhone.
Yeah. I saw you put this note in here that Jody Dean brought up. The sun blinding Lamb and preventing a touchdown against the Eagles reminded him of the day Sir Paul McCartney almost walked out of AT&T Stadium during a sound check because the acoustics were so bad. Why? Because Jerry had refused to approve proper diagnostics and tweaking after the house sound system went in. He said the word is pig-headed. So there's just a long history of Jerry Jones just for some reason believing that he's above all of these, I don't know if it's science or just things that need to work, but I'm the same way. I went and saw Post Malone at AT&T Stadium. This was probably 5 or 6 years ago. I don't care who it is. I will not go back to AT&T Stadium for a concert because of how terrible it sounded. It was awful.
Yeah, it's not very good. And I actually just saw another post from Jody saying there are already end-zone curtains at AT&T Stadium. They're closed for lots of afternoon events, but not Cowboys games. What's even stranger is that they weren't initially put in to shut out light. They were put in to dampen concert sound bouncing off 2 giant glass walls back towards the stage. So holy crap.
So the sound was
it makes total sense.
And it was just being fed. Like, that happens to me at the American Airlines Center. If I don't have my booth monitor turned up loud enough, I'll hear what I'm playing coming back at me.
Yeah. No, it's a whole thing. It's science. But
science.
Yeah, so it turns out,
crazy,
not even for light initially. Like, the curtains were only because, I guess, enough people bitched about the sound, or maybe Jerry went to enough concerts and realized, oh, crap, people can't hear anything in my multi-billion-dollar stadium. I don't even know anymore.
It's terrible.
It's exhausting.
Well, if the Cowboys want any inspiration in terms of what firing a coach could do for your team, look at the New Orleans Saints getting a win.
Hell yeah.
They got their new coach, Darren Rizzi, which is a great last name.
He's the Rizzler.
He is the Rizzler. He got his first win, in week 1 as the interim head coach of the New Orleans Saints. And we'll get into his post-game celebration and a potential injury that occurred, but let's talk about him pregame.
Oh, boy.
And that he clogged his toilet inside the Superdome before the game. He said, "This is how my day started. I get down to the Superdome. I go in the head coach's locker room, which I've never used before. First time head coach.
Fair enough.
So here I am, early in the morning. I go to the bathroom. This is how my day started. I clogged the toilet. I'm like, this is going to be a crappy day, pun intended." So he said, I'm like, okay, this is not really a great start to the day. Here we go. And he's like, and so I'm not really feeling like the head coach of an NFL team right now. I'm like, really? This is how we're going to start my day? So it ended up to turn out to be a pretty good day. Got the win against the Falcons, but...
Yeah, I respect the honesty, but to go back to Twitter, someone once put, we know too much about each other.
Yes, we do.
Like, it's just, unless a player noticed or another coach noticed and was like, I'm totally going to tell the world if you don't tell anyone.
Right.
Like, why did he need to admit that?
Maybe he's a funny guy. I don't know. Maybe he just...
I mean, like, he is the Rizzler.
He is the Rizzler.
You know, hey, it's anything goes with this fella.
You think he was sitting there like, he's like, damn, I clogged the toilet. You know what? If we beat the Falcons today, I'm going to tell everybody that I clogged the toilet.
And he's just so happy that they won.
This is just a funny little anecdote. That,
right.
Hey,
like,
I started my day. I'm going into this brand new bathroom that
Yeah.
only Dennis Allen was able to use before.
Yeah.
I wonder if they had like crazy amenities in there, like
a porter.
like
Yeah, the guy that like has the
bidet.
towels. Yeah.
a bidet, maybe like a
human
TV.
bidet.
There's like a television with SportsCenter on, like right in front of you.
Yeah. And a guy like, and someone from Sports Clips that comes in every day with, they got a little TV in the mirror.
Yeah, and it says behind the toilet, Coach, like on a gold platter. They don't have to change the name out, just like Coach.
Yeah.
I hope that all that is true.
I'm assuming it is till we're told otherwise.
Yeah. Saints, if you want to reach out to us and confirm or deny any of those things, that would be great. And then here's the video from after the game. The Saints were celebrating. They win 20-17 over the Falcons at home. First game in 7. They lost 7 in a row.
It's not great.
Not great. But the Rizzler's feeling pretty good until he wasn't.
A winner.
Right there. Oh.
Uh-oh.
He gets pushed. They cut away. There's Kirk. He's pissed.
Every player on that
Now he looks...
sideline
He can't
just
stand.
ran over to Rizzy.
Now he's explaining, he's like, son, you just hurt me. It's okay, though. I'm the Rizzler. I clogged the toilet. Tug it out. Don't get too close to my butt.
So, did he like get a cramp or something there?
I think it was a cramp.
Okay.
The way that he was like leaning in,
Yeah,
and, like
that happens.
his like the back of his leg was just because he was
Yeah,
kind
he
of doing
just-
like a weird forward stanky leg for a minute there.
That was a strong Charlie horse right there.
Yeah, it was. So, but what's crazy is he just got shoved in the back real quick, and that's what
Yeah, but
caused it.
I guess, yeah, it kind of just seized him up for a moment, and when you get to a certain age, I'm learning, like,
dude, me too.
random things can cause injuries. Oh, did you get hurt?
I did. I hurt my shoulder 2 days ago. I was sitting like, it still kind of hurts. I was sitting on the couch, and like I kind of like reached like this just to like just to kind of stretch it out, and something like, I don't know if like it felt like something pinched in my shoulder.
Oh no!
And I was like sitting there, I was like, damn it, I'm just sitting here watching TV and I hurt myself. And like I'm
Man.
just sitting there and like my girlfriend's like, you're getting old, you know? I'm like, you don't have to you don't have to Joe Mazzulla me right now. Remind me that I'm gonna die eventually.
Yeah.
Like,
She's just waiting for that life insurance to kick in.
oh man. Aren't we all?
Mm-hmm. We're gonna die.
We are sure gonna die.
Anyway.
But the good news is before we die, we get to enjoy the greatest touchdown celebration of all time. This is Cam Bynum. And if you'll, this is actually, the video explains it all together, but he paid homage to one of the greatest events in Olympic history.
I'm so excited for this.
So I didn't know there was a weird squeaking to the
Weird,
video.
yeah.
But he did the ray gun.
Like, dude, like
he did the
he
exact thing.
nailed it.
I saw that, and like when I saw the actual celebration, I was like, what the hell is going on? I was like, is he having a seizure out there? And then once people started posting about like, oh my God, he just did the Olympics,
Yeah, he did the ray gun.
the ray gun.
Golly,
So
that's a great bit. And he can't get fined because he didn't involve his teammates because it's a solo thing.
yes. Which is
So-
that still a thing?
I don't know anymore.
I don't know either.
It's
Like,
the no fun league, right?
well, it's until they want to be fun.
Right.
They're okay with being fun at like sometimes.
Yes.
Now I'm going to take you to the Lions and the Texans. I don't know if you saw that game last night at all.
No, I can't say that was on my radar.
It was on the big TV behind me as I was DJing, and I would turn around and check it out every once in a while. And admittedly, I missed this, but I did see that Jared Goff threw 5 picks, and they still won somehow.
I did see that on
The
the
Lions
the
are crazy
tweets.
good. And maybe in honor of the Rizzler earlier in the day, this Lions player, did he poop his pants?
Oh, no.
He's got a very green spot.
Yeah.
Or brownish.
And they're playing on artificial turf, it looks like. And
Oh, yeah.
like, with the artificial turf has the pellets and stuff.
Right.
But, yeah, he might have made some boom boom in his panties.
That was Lions linebacker James Houston against the Houston Texans.
Oh.
Yeah. So maybe when he had that thought, he just crapped himself on the field.
Yeah.
He's like, wait, do I like Houston? I'm Houston.
He's conflicted.
Yeah. So
Man.
this went viral pretty quickly, but it just brought me back to the dude who threw up on the ball, and then Malik Willis
Oh yeah, crap.
it was a Packers center.
Yeah. Just like, dude, what the hell?
He's like, man, like you just threw up on the ball, and now I'm supposed to throw this ball. Like, he's
Right.
like, nope, this is a running play now.
No, this
now
is
these
gross.
guys wait, this guy that just pooped himself is now trying to tackle me.
Yeah, like that's a biohazard.
It really is. It really is. So is Deebo Samuel on the sideline. That's another biohazard. Yesterday,
He's harmful to others.
their kicking game was awful.
No, it was.
Jake Moody, I think, ended 3 for 6. He ended up hitting the game winner from 45 or 40, something like that. He hit the one that counted.
Right, so he
But
redeemed himself.
He missed a ton of field goals, and after the third missed field goal, Deebo Samuel went by and got into it with not only the kicker but the long snapper as well. So he kind of swipes at him.
Yeah.
Jake Moody, the kicker, is not showing a whole lot of fight. Like, he does not seem...
I mean, I probably wouldn't want to mess with Deebo Samuel either.
No, but the long snapper is...
Yeah, he was ready to go.
He was about that life. He was
Yeah.
going after him, yelling at him. I saw an FU in there.
Mm-hmm.
Which, to me, I'm going to be like, yo, were the laces out? Was the snap put down? Why are you yelling at me?
Right.
Or maybe he's got the kicker's back. I don't know, but...
I mean, that's probably good if you're the long snapper to be on your kicker's side and at least
Yeah.
show, like, I'm willing to get my ass kicked for you.
Yeah, which Deebo probably did kick his ass later.
Probably.
And see, that's the stuff that used to happen with the Cowboys when we thought they were competitive.
Right.
And when they thought they were competitive.
Yeah.
CeeDee Lamb was getting mad at people on the sideline. Micah Parsons or DeMarcus Lawrence was the other one that got into it on the sidelines. But now they're kind of like, hey, we suck.
Yeah, now they're all blind.
What
so
does
they
it
just
really
can't
matter?
really see who they want to be mad at.
Who are you most mad at?
The moon.
Me too.
Still hate the moon.
I'll never stop hating the moon.
I'm going to find it tonight and block it on Twitter.
You should.
I don't know.
Does the moon have a Twitter account?
Probably.
It probably should.
God does.
I would follow.
Yeah.
I would follow God and the moon.
You should.
I don't follow God right now, but I will very soon.
You're going to become a better person for
I
it.
will. I already feel better talking about it.
That's good.
I don't feel good talking about the Mavs or the Stars right now. Both
Yeah.
teams. The Mavs look great. Kyrie went off last night for 43 points, I believe, but the Nuggets were able to win a close one down the stretch. And you're seeing the same thing happen on Friday against the Suns, where the Mavericks were so good in clutch games last year, just kind of struggling this year. And I think it's has more to do with just the new team. There's a lot of new faces, so it's going to take some time for them to figure things out. And even though you've got Luka and Kai, who they know, you saw when they first made the trade for Kai, they were having a tough time at the end of games. Like, no, you shoot, no, you shoot, no,
Right.
you shoot.
You got to figure out how to delegate and
Right.
when and who and all
now
that.
you add Klay Thompson into it.
Yeah, like you want to throw it to him every time.
Yeah, because if he's open, he's automatic for the most part
Yeah.
from three. And so I'm not super concerned about, the Mavericks. I think that they'll figure it out in the second half of the season.
They're going to win a championship.
They damn right they are.
Yeah.
But I did see this morning that a guy that they have long been rumored to be targeting, Giannis Antetokounmpo,
Antetokounmpo, right?
yes, could be traded under one circumstance, and that is if he wants out. Well, the Bucks are off to a terrible start.
Uh-oh.
And so I don't even know what a trade would look like. Obviously, it would take a lot to get him.
Luka, Kyrie, and Clay.
And so, all right, well, who wins that trade? But people are starting to talk about, Giannis wanting to get out of there after the Dame Lillard thing. This isn't doesn't seem to really be working out so well. And then Giannis last night made headlines because he pulled one of the oldest tricks in the book on Jaylen Brown as they lost to the Celtics last night.
Here we go again. Giannis against JB. Oh, the elbow. No question about that. They got some words.
Elbows him in the face. Walks it away.
So Giannis, as they were walking back into court, Giannis put out his hand for a high five, and they gave him the fake out and fixed his hair instead of the high five. The whole crowd loved it.
That's pretty good.
Pretty great.
Yeah.
Because, like, he obviously elbows him in the face, and I'll get into it in a second. Like, I feel like this was a revenge play.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, he elbows him in the face. Jaylen Brown falls to the ground. Giannis kind of gives him this, like, dismissing, like, a kind of disrespectful look and then walks off. And then that's when he's like, all right, yeah, you're right, bro. And he, like, reaches out to maybe try to, like, hey, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
and
sorry, pal.
He hits him with the too slow, and you see Jaylen Brown, like, you gotta, he's so mad. He just got elbowed in the face. And he's like, okay, nice guy. He's gonna finally, like, he's apologizing for what he did. And then when you get hit with something that you probably haven't been hit with since 4th grade.
I was going to say 4th grade is probably the last time that happened to anyone.
That used to be my biggest fear. Like, you'd go for the shake, and then people were like,
oh, and you felt like such a loser, idiot, stupid face.
Yeah, and everybody in the world saw it happen to you.
Yeah.
And they were all laughing at you at the same time. And then
awful.
Now on national TV and now all over the internet.
He's like a grown man. He's got kids, and his kids are like, oh, snap.
Yeah, his kids are at home. He's like, dang, they got dad good. Yeah.
He got burned.
You think he got home and he like goes to dap up his kids, and his kid's like,
just
sorry.
too slow. Like, you loser dad.
I hope that happened. So Giannis hits him with that, and then this is the play that I was going to bring up that I think this might have been what that all was in retaliation for, possibly.
And on Giannis, feels the contact. Adetokounmpo missed it. Rebounded by Rose.
So watch here.
Right back to the great freak into Brown. Free throws coming for Giannis.
I think they'll show it here in a second.
But this one again. I want to see this one again.
He like forearm checks him like right in the chest. Jaylen Brown
clapped in his face afterwards. Here's the drive.
He like checks him.
We're gonna take a look at this.
Okay.
So maybe Jaylen Brown listened to the podcast from last week, found out that his coach likes hockey,
and he wants to fight.
And so he went with a nice little hockey hit there because he braced himself with his arms and kind of pushes him back because, I mean, that's a large human being.
I was going to say, it takes a lot to move Giannis, I would think.
Both of them are very large people.
They're very strong. They're probably stronger than us.
I wouldn't go that far.
I've been lifting recently.
I can tell.
Thank you.
I can tell. You have 2 dogs to lift now.
I do. A 20-pounder and a 16-pounder.
Hey, that adds up quick.
They do.
That's 36 pounds.
Yeah. I love you, Ponyo and Mr. Giyu.
I love you, too.
No, you don't.
Yeah, I do.
My dogs.
They're really nice to me.
They really are.
I come in, I feel they're so welcoming.
I know. Mr. Giyu's so excited to see you. He pees.
Yeah.
I used to do the same.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, I bet he'll pee when he sees you after we're done recording this.
Probably.
I wonder if Jaylen Brown will pee the next time he sees Giannis. He was asked about the whole thing after the game, and you could tell he was still pretty upset about it.
When Giannis hit you with the offensive foul, and then he like fake shook your hand and pulled it back. Are you laughing at that? Do you think it's funny, or does that kind of piss you off?
Giannis is a child. You know, I'm just focused on helping my team get a win, and that's what we did tonight.
And Giannis' smile is so good, too. He's like, I got you.
Damn, I got you, you idiot.
Yeah.
You guys may win this game, but I've won the war.
My gosh. And I love that the caption for the whole thing, most videos at this point, on any social media have, running captions of like what's actually being said. Mm-hmm. That one is just Giannis as a child. I don't know why, but that makes it so much better as he's trying to address the play.
Oh, no, it's
the psych.
But he really is like a child. Like it's funny. Like a lot of his interviews, like I remember, or his tweets and stuff when he first came over. I'll never forget. Like I followed him for a little bit because he was discovering stuff like smoothies, and he was like, "God bless America."
Yeah, like he was, really innocent, really naive when he came over, or at least put that front out there. And I think he still has that kind of childlike, in a good way, kind of wonder about him. Like he seems to. Be a pretty fun-loving guy and all that, but then it's like, you get elbowed in the chest and,
We got elbowed in the face.
Yeah, sorry.
Jaylen Brown did, yeah.
So, yeah, I kind of like that his retaliation is to, I guess he knocked Jalen over too, but,
yeah,
to then pull the psych move is like the extra cherry on top. It's it's pretty funny.
I think we need more bits like that. More...
I don't want fighting. I want 4th grade insults and bits.
What would be the next best 4th grade insult or bit?
Golly,
I
have to think about what we were bullied for,
right?
And I don't want to remember that.
The only thing I can think of is the Step Brothers quote. Last time that was funny. I was on my dinosaur. Or
and then he starts crying.
Yeah,
or just pants the player.
Oh my god,
dude,
yeah,
that was a big fear.
That was a big fear. Getting pants.
Yeah, because you can't just be like, you like what you see, because then you're still gonna get in trouble.
Yeah, you're still gonna. Yeah,
even though you're the one that got your pants taken down by someone.
Maybe we need to outsource this and figure out what the biggest burns were in elementary school, middle school, those types of times. Because I'm blanking right now. Maybe I blocked it out.
And I think we both were pretty decent people as kids.
Yeah.
We didn't bully anybody. I was too small to bully anyone.
I
was too adorable.
True.
Still am.
Both are true. I think the next best thing would be the whole
the tap on the shoulder.
Yeah,
dude. Yeah.
Did you see that happen in a game?
Yeah, someone got a college football game maybe.
It was a college football fan, right?
Yeah, but it was the camera's right on him, and it was perfect timing. I don't know if they were looking for the red tally light, and we're I got my chance, and then taps him, and huh?
Well, I don't think that would have been an RF camera. I think that was from across the the stadium.
You can still theoretically see it. Potentially,
but
regardless,
his vision's better than mine if he saw it, because I would be I would just do that because I thought it was funny, but
no, if it did work out that way, that's incredible. But if he actually planned it and timed it, even more props to that guy. We'll have to see if we can find that, because that was just. But that's something Giannis needs to just start doing, is bringing back all the different psychs, fake outs. Maybe accuse players of farting, saying whoever smelt it
dealt it. Oh, my God.
Start singing, the diarrhea song.
Oh, yeah.
You're driving in your Chevy and you feel something heavy.
Oh, my God.
And he can do it for, who is the Houston. It's different
for Justin
sports.
Houston,
but,
for the
But
Lions
Giannis needs to just start trolling everybody. Just go to different games and start doing that.
I agree. I think...
he can be our prankster. He could be our impractical joker.
And Luka's been caught on camera being a little bit of a impractical joker as well.
He's a little stinker.
He got Kyrie at the All-Star game with the shoulder tap fake out. One time last year, I was I forget. I think it was media day or something. I was up at the AAC down in the tunnels or whatever, and I was just hanging out, and then I saw people running a lot. I was like, what the hell's going on? And it was people running away from Luka with a Nerf gun. And Luka was just shooting staff members with this little Nerf gun running around. I was like,
that's amazing.
He really is this just 6'8" monster basketball player, man-child.
God. And I saw that he did another trick shot yesterday too, or was that maybe the day before?
Oh, what did he do?
He ran into the stands halfway down the aisle.
The tunnel?
And then, and threw it up.
It must have been yesterday.
Swished. Yeah.
During his warm-up, he always ends his warm-up by taking 3 half-court shots. And if he makes one of those 3, the other coaches have to do little squats, or they used to do push-ups. And then after they do that, they have a half-court shooting contest between them. It's DA and then 2 of the other coaches. I'm not sure who they are. And then Luka also shoots. And then he takes 1 3-point shot, and then on his way to the tunnel, he takes a ball and he just heaves it from the tunnel and tries to make it from there. He'll make it every once in a while. So that must have been
it was insane.
In Denver yesterday.
Okay, so that would have been Denver.
He didn't make it on Friday.
Yeah.
Because the place goes nuts. He's appointment viewing pregame. Steph Curry, people will show up early just to watch him warm up. Luka is like that. Like if you're going to a Mavs game or if you're going to see him on the road, show up like an hour before tip. That's when he runs out. And it's just so much fun, like watching him and the coaches mess around with each other.
God, it's fascinating, and like the fact that he makes so damn many, like it's not really necessary, it's not really needed, but it's just so damn fun.
But then that's why, like, when you see him make like a crazy shot in the game, and he's like, "Oh, I practiced that."
Right.
I'm like, no, he seriously does. I watch every single one of his practices, and he practices like those bank threes and the one-handed, and like he'll shoot these like super high arcing threes that go in. I'm just like, dude, like I would have to shoot the same way every single time just to have a chance at making it. And this dude's like just messing around. Like it's incredible. So
it must be nice to be talented. But he does work at it, to be clear.
He does. No,
So,
yeah. He's been working at it since he was like 10.
Golly.
Like
Yeah.
I wish I would have been sent to Spain to play basketball as soon as I could start walking
Yeah. Instead, you were tapping people on the shoulder and running away.
and drumming on tables. We talked about this a few weeks ago, and I wanted to bring it up because it started to carry some legs in college football. And when Texas had that pass interference call against Alabama go against them, it's starting to pick up in different college stadiums now, where fans now, if they're displeased with whatever the call is, they just start throwing stuff on the field. Here's Alabama and LSU. It's a 21-6 game, and in this case, it's a very clear face mask that the fans are all upset about.
Agree. And it's not the first bottle ever been thrown on the field here. I promise you, as a side guy, we're in the 80s.
This is just stupid.
Yeah. These were water bottles. Back in the day, they were other kind of bottles. But yeah, now it's a copycat situation.
Yeah. That's great. That's your home cheerleader.
And guess what? They're not going to review that and take the face mask off the board.
Just embarrassing to LSU. It's embarrassing to college football, and just around the country. Just enough's enough.
Well, they fined Texas, big six-figure fine after this. Same thing maybe in store at LSU. Kelly's still arguing his case.
He didn't get the face mask. He got him to the side.
So Brian Kelly's mad as normal. So, yeah, here's the face mask.
What do you think, Bill LeMonier?
That's a face mask.
Even if you grab the side of the helmet, the opening there, that's still considered a face mask. So
Thanks, Bill. Yeah, like it's clearly a face mask.
It's just like, and whenever it was brought up, and Kirby Smart was like, this just sets a bad precedence for college football. If fans don't like the call, or if they don't agree with what's going on the field, they now know they can just throw stuff on the field and they'll cause a stoppage in play. And at the time I was like, okay, it might happen, but this isn't the only time it's happened since then.
People are learning.
It's happened in other games, less prominent games, and I wasn't gonna bring it up until it was one of these plays where it was like, that's a face mask. And it's just, hey, LSU fans are just pissed that the call went against them, so here's a bunch of debris on the field.
Man. Yeah, that's not good. They gotta, I don't know, assume they're gonna have to talk about changing the rule or something, I don't even know. What can you do?
So they're starting to address the whole players faking the injuries on the field. I mean, with this, because at some point, these schools have so much money. Even though they got hit with a 6-figure fine, what really can Texas do or any of these schools do to prevent their fans who have probably been drinking all day?
Yeah.
This is a night game. I guarantee you that those students,
they've been going for a while.
They were out there probably 8, 9 a.m. At Mizzou games, I was always shocked by I was in drumline, so I never tailgated, but dude, people would be tailgating for a night game. They would be out there 7 a.m.
No, it's ridiculous.
I'm like, dude,
that's a long
that's
day.
I would be asleep by 3 or 4 p.m. And I don't know if it's the maybe narcolepsy or the drinking, but between those two,
you couldn't do it.
Do not put your money on me to make it through that.
No.
So
you're generally going to sleep no matter what.
If you can count on me sleeping. That's
very
for
good
damn
at that.
sure. Now we got to talk about what really matters in this world.
What's that?
Have you ever seen Planet of the Apes?
I've seen enough of it.
I've seen like a few of them. I haven't seen all of them, but we've got a current situation on our hand in South Carolina. We've got lab monkeys on the loose.
Uh-oh.
One monkey has been recovered safely, but 42 others remain on the run from a South Carolina lab.
So cute, though.
They are very cute. And we might need to make a show trip to South Carolina because I've always wanted like a pet monkey.
Okay.
Like Des Bryant had. Dallas Bryant. That was a great time of humanity. So yeah, we've got there's 43 monkeys that were bred for medical research have escaped a compound in South Carolina. Ooh. And one of them has been recovered unharmed. Many of the others are still located a few yards from the property, jumping back and forth over the facility's fence. So this happened oh God, I don't know how to say this. Uh-oh. The Rhesus?
Rhesus? We'll go with Rhesus. It's more fun.
Yeah, we'll go with a Rhesus, and I'm not even going to try it. Rhesus macaques?
I think you nailed it.
Did I cuss? Made a break
Just a monkey.
Made a break for it Wednesday after an employee at the Alpha Genesis facility didn't fully lock a door as she fed and checked on them.
They're smart.
That's the classic, like, you have to lock the door.
Yeah.
Like, Ponyo and...
Oh, my gosh, yeah. Like, I have to make sure, like, either the dogs are with me when y'all come in or that I'm near the door because I know that they will try to run out. They love being here.
Right.
But they both want to escape because that's just their nature.
And that's like one good thing about Blackjack that I really love is like I can let him off and he'll like run out for a second, but he'll come right back.
Yeah,
like,
I think Mr. Gee would, but Ponyo would. Like when I was finally moving all my stuff out of my old apartment a couple weeks ago.
Yeah,
I brought Ponyo along because she loves playing at the dog park there, and she has a bunch of friends, but. I was going in and out of my apartment so much that Ponyo finally got tired of the door opening and closing and her being stuck in the apartment.
Yeah.
So she finally saw a sliver of light to be able to make a run for it. And I think you've been in my apartment enough where you know, like, it's basically two rectangles together.
Yes.
And Ponyo managed to go all the way across one rectangle, saw me, turned around, and then went back down the other rectangle till I finally had her cornered in one spot, the farthest spot away from my unit. And she's just like, "What?
Does Ponyo know?" So it's like one of those, like the meme where it's like how humiliating it is to chase your dog while it's a game to them, and like
right. And it's like you're not supposed to run after them, so I'm trying to like not run after her. But then I also have these people that see a cute little dog. Clearly, off her leash.
Yeah.
And, just running around while I'm trying to get her. And they're just looking at me. And I'm like, please help. And I think I, like, dropped a GD at Bomb. And, like, I'm not a big cusser. But at that point, like, I'm having to run my big, stupid butt around an apartment complex after a cute little dog that I kind of want to strangle, but it's too cute once I actually get to her. I'm like, oh. So I just pick her up and I'm... Like, I love you. Thank you for finally stopping and then walking her back. And she's like, that was fun.
Does Ponyo know, like, where home is? Like, when you get close enough?
I believe so.
Okay.
She at least knows approximately.
Okay.
But she went as far away from that as she possibly could. So that must be what it's like 42 times or 43 times with those monkeys.
Well, you've got to be concerned. Like, what if they get their hands on, like... I don't know, like some tennis balls or like something that to use as a weapon.
Yeah. They can throw stuff.
They can throw stuff?
Yeah.
I mean, they're pretty smart. I mean, they're probably past the point of just hopping over this one fence. They probably got bored of that pretty quick.
Yeah. Man.
I hope they find them. Actually, I hope they don't. I think it'd be kind of great if they were just kind of able to like just roam South Carolina.
Yeah, but then all of a sudden you have just, the monkey population just going crazy, and all of a sudden people's faces are getting ripped off.
Could they have...
Because monkeys can do that.
Could they have a real-life Jumanji on their hands pretty soon?
This is literally the plot line of The Hot Zone and The Planet of the Apes.
I've never seen The Hot Zone. What is that?
It
sounds like an adult movie.
You read it in class. It's where the monkey with Ebola gets out.
Mm.
And so they're worried that Ebola it's going to bite somebody and give other people Ebola. No?
Oh.
Nobody read that
I mean,
book?
that's a fear.
That
I mean,
sounds
literally,
pretty.
that was a book in English. when
Was
we
that
were in
is
high
that a
school.
pretty recent book?
No, it's old.
Really?
It's like 1984-esque timeline.
Oh,
Huh.
interesting.
I thought Ebola was like just started whenever that was that
think
happened.
No,
It's probably been around in some form
Ebola's
for a
been around
while.
for a long time. But
Yeah.
Wow.
the whole point was as soon as I saw that, I was like, oh, Planet of the Apes is about to happen.
Yeah.
Or those monkeys have smallpox.
Ooh.
Ooh, yeah, I guess. So that it does mention here, I got to pull it back up, but it does mention that they're not there's no public health hazard with
So
them.
what were they
That's
being
good.
tested for? Or tested with?
Let's see. The facility breeds the monkeys to sell to medical and other researchers.
Hmm.
I don't
Well,
see
It's like shampoos and stuff,
that
maybe.
girl, here's my conspiracy theory then. That girl totally knew what was about to happen, and she left that door unlocked on purpose.
Possible.
I love a good dang it, what's the word for
Conspiracy?
Conspiracy theory?
it? No.
Oh.
It's in Always Sunny. Wild card.
Oh, yeah.
I love a good wild card.
Oh, yeah, no, totally.
It's early, just so you guys know. We're
Yeah.
recording this early. I'm normally not awake for another hour.
No, she left that door open because she knew those poor monkeys were all going to be sold to a research lab and used for beauty skincare lines to be tested on.
So really, she's the hero.
She's a huge hero. Here's plot twist. Huge hero.
Well, the monkeys are about the size of a cat.
I was going to say, they look pretty cute.
They were pretty cute.
Yeah.
They're all females, weighing about 7 pounds.
Oh.
I hope that we're able to get one for the show.
Yeah.
We need a fact checker since Ponyo and Mr. Giyu,
Yeah, they're on probation right
they're on
now.
probation.
They're too likely to play around and mess up our cords, our cables.
Yeah, that was funny watching them mess with the cords while we were getting ready
It's
for
like,
this.
oh gosh.
All right, I have a surprise.
Shippy surprise,
This
Shippy
was
surprise.
supposed to happen 2 weeks ago,
Yes!
but I bought these to try on the show.
Hell yeah.
The spooky version of the Nerds gummy clusters. Because I saw them, I was like, oh my God, I love these. And then I remembered that you loved them as well and that
Damn
we've
right.
talked about them on the show.
A magical day.
And so I meant to save them for like the Halloween-ish episode, and then I kept forgetting. And I almost forgot today.
Yeah, but we put it in the notes like 3 different times.
Put it in the notes. Do not forget.
Shippy surprise, don't forget.
Please don't forget. Let's see if I can open this.
We'll cut this out.
Yeah, we'll cut this part out. I'm
didn't
having
think so.
trouble with this.
Um,
Let's see here. There we go. Got it.
hell
Why
yeah.
would I cut out the most entertaining part watching y'all try to open that stuff?
Thank you, sir.
All right, so
Are they pumpkin spice flavored?
I don't know.
It tastes about the same.
Yeah, they don't really taste different.
I don't
No.
feel like they have very many variations of goop.
They're
Like
kind of
sticky goop.
Yeah, I think they taste the same, right?
Yeah, there's not a difference. Yvonne, are you loving hearing us smacking into the mic?
Here, let me throw you one. All right, here for Yvonne.
Whoa, he caught it in his mouth. That was impressive.
Nice. Ashley, you want to try one?
She caught it in her mouth too.
Wow.
Y'all are amazing.
Dude, if this doesn't work out, we could join the
Yvonne,
circus.
What's your analysis?
I think
I've had these before,
Yeah.
and they're amazing.
There you go.
Yep.
Yeah, these
Yeah.
are the exact same,
They all
No
taste
difference.
the exact same.
but they're different colors. They're Halloween colors.
So that makes it fun.
Wait, so is the inside different or just the outside? You gotta
Just the
bite it
outside.
open
The-
now.
The inside's still like the red stuff.
Yeah.
Whatever that
That's why it
red,
tastes
like.
the same. Nerds don't have different flavors. They're all just
True.
sugar.
Well,
Right.
There's a different kind that's like.
yeah, there's like a berry.
There's
that
a
was
blue
supposed to be
one
a
that
little
definitely
bit
tastes different.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like-
but it's the inside that tastes different, not the nerd.
True.
Nerds are just sugar.
It's
and
true.
coating.
Either way, delicious.
I love nerds.
I love nerds too.
Y'all are nerds.
You are.
No,
Thank you.
I'm the one that talked about books a minute ago. Of course I am.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you were talking about that, it made me think of that. Dang, I can't even remember.
Did
it
y'all
now.
really not read that book in high school?
No.
No.
Like it's called The Hot Zone.
What was the book about? Like the flight of the bees or something? You know what I'm talking about?
What?
There's some. What
Lord
was
of the Boy.
What was
Lord
it?
of the Flies.
Yes, the Lord of the Flies. Thank
Flight
you.
of the Bees.
Yeah.
Okay, so like, what books did y'all read in high school? Like, did you read the Scarlet Letter?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I read that. I don't remember what happens. I remember I read The Giver.
Yeah.
It'd be Hamlet. No, Wuthering Heights.
Mm?
You read Hamlet?
What about
Wuthering
Hamlet?
Heights.
I read. I remember some Shel Silverstein was in there.
Yeah.
Oh, the Odyssey. I read most of that one.
Okay,
that was when I found out about Cliff Notes.
Yeah.
It was about that time.
I just must really like to read because I read them all. I didn't read any of the Cliff Notes.
I didn't. I read
should've
all
done
the
better.
Cliff Notes. Once I figured that out, and I figured out my way to BS around things.
So in college, I thought it'd be cool to take a creative writing course that was based on like books, and they were on the James Faulkner, John Faulkner, something like that. I did not realize what I was signing up for, and it was a bad choice.
Oh,
I read some very interesting books.
huh. I was in a creative writing class in high school, and we had to write one journal entry for every day of class. And I waited till the night before to do all my journal entries.
God.
No wonder you were no wonder you're Segway Shippy. You were having to segue.
Oh no, I don't know
middle of
how.
all of
I hope I still have that journal somewhere.
We need that.
I had to write. I'm serious. I wrote
That's a
like
tier.
50 stories
Yeah.
in one
Insert
night.
from Shippy's journal.
We can
Creative
do one every
writing.
week.
Yes.
And we're good for like 5 years.
I gotta. I swear I probably still have it. I
Yeah.
doubt I threw it away.
All right, Becca. We got our tier, and we got it 3 days before the deadline.
Woohoo! All right.
I'm still so flat. I'm still trying to think of like other books that we read in high school.
Um.
You said Great Gatsby, right?
Yeah, Great
Oh,
Gatsby was
I remember that one.
Yeah.
I didn't read that one.
What else?
Others.
I did really well,
okay,
though,
so Great
surprisingly.
Gatsby was kind of weird though. Like it took like a weird twist. No wonder women like villains whenever we get older, because technically he's an anti-hero. We've discussed this. Many times.
Oh, really?
Mhm.
I never even watched the movie with Leonardo DiCaprio, but I know he does that Cheers with his nerds.
You never watched the movie?
No. I'm just now into my movie phase, which perfectly
Oh, yeah.
segues what we're doing tomorrow. We're going to see the Red One or Red One?
Red One.
I don't know if it's Red One.
Yeah,
Okay.
Red One follows after Santa Claus, codenamed Red One, is kidnapped. The North Pole's head of security, Dwayne Johnson, must team up with the world's most infamous bounty hunter, Chris Evans, in a globetrotting, action-packed mission to save Christmas.
Wow.
Comes out Friday, but we get to see it tomorrow.
I'm so excited.
And with any luck, we will have Red One trending #1 for 3 weeks, just like we did with Venom: The Last Dance.
Yes. Now I'm glad you brought that up because I forgot about that story. I was so worried about the surprise. Venom has been #1 for 3 weeks now.
And guess who talked about it first? Your pals Shippy and Grubes.
Yep, we sure did. So
Shut up, Ashley.
we we will let you guys know next week how good Red One is.
Yes.
And the Penguin series finale.
Yes.
Because
We're
I
not going to
watched
spoil it.
We're not going to spoil it. I've watched it, but not everybody has.
Mm-hmm. I have not watched it.
Grubes has not yet, so I'm excited for you. I'm excited for you. I'm excited for Yvonne and Ashley. What?
There's your actual tier: creative writing and spoilers.
Ooh. It's not a bad idea.
That's
But
not a
you
bad
might
idea.
have to talk to the clubhouse first. But
We don't like them. Oh, wait. No, I love those dudes.
Me too.
I'm turning off my mic now.
Well, what a productive episode.
That was great.
We talked about a lot.
We did.
We made it.
We're here.
We're here. We're going to see a movie tomorrow.
Yeah.
We ate these, the things that taste the same. You want some more?
Sure.
They're the same things. They taste the exact same, but you can go buy them in spooky colors.
And they're probably cheaper now, too, because it's past
Yeah.
Halloween.
There's probably some left over. And thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you to Yvonne and Ashley for producing. Thank you to Stolen Water Media for letting us talk for an hour. And thank you to Grubes for letting us have a studio space here.
You're welcome.
Thank you, America. Until next week for episode number 15, I'm Shippy.
I'm Grubes.
We're signing off. Good luck out there to everyone.
That's a great show.
Yeah, it
High
was.
five. Ha! Psych.
Oh, no!
Loser. Wee.
This is a Stolen Water Media production.